Guys, today I thought we could talk about pushing ourselves to be the best we can be, which isn't always easy, and I can attest from personal experience. To me, working hard means continuing onwards even when it feels like the odds are stacked against you, even when you feel like a failure. It means trusting yourself. To begin my story, I have a fun fact. Did you know that the fear of public speaking is the #1 phobia in the United States, even above death? People would literally rather be dead than have to speak in front of a crowd. If I'm going to be honest, I was one of those people. My older sister, on the other hand, was part of a Toastmasters club a few years back, which is a club for public speaking, communication, and leadership skills, all things that I loved. I used to attend her meetings, sit in the audience, and watch her captivate everyone in the room with her amazing stories and speeches. One meeting, one of her coaches, Eric, came up to me. He said, "I notice you come here every Saturday without fail. I can't help but feel like you want to participate, but something's stopping you." I immediately protested. There was no way I wanted to get up there and speak. But Eric made me realize a fear like this could really inhibit opportunities for me, not just professionally, but in friendships and relationships too. He said, when you practice public speaking, you're practicing how to make connections, how to influence issues you're passionate about, and how to create change. I wasn't totally convinced, but something about his words had really hit something in me. So the following week, I found myself thinking about Eric's words, and I decided, you know what, this time I'm not going to be the audience. I was going to take on that stage, and I was going to be a force of nature. Now it turns out, phobias are phobias for a reason. I ended up getting so nervous on my first speech that I got up there and I cried. I literally cried, like not just a few tears here or there, real, loud, and very emotional sobbing. Coach Eric was a nice guy, but I was so sure he had finally seen that there was just no hope for me and that I was not a good fit for this club. I literally went up there and I just cried. But Eric never gave up on me. He just shook my hand afterwards and said he was looking forward to hearing my next speech. "You don't have to get everything right the first try, he told me. Experiences like this can create space to reflect, to be honest with ourselves, and become something more. Don't give up. I'm confident that you'll be able to participate in our speaking competitions coming up." Now, as someone who's been very high achieving, not getting things right the first time is really debilitating and actually causes a lot of anxiety for me. In fact, I'm used to usually immediately giving up on projects or hobbies or skills if I don't get it right the first time. But hearing Eric tell me that this stumble was not supposed to be a sign to give up, but rather a sign to reflect and be better, I realized that I needed to learn how to struggle and mess up gracefully. So instead of curling up in a ball and renouncing Toastmasters forever, I decided to get to work and not let that one Saturday define my entire public speaking experience forever. So for almost 4 weeks, for at least 2 hours every day after school, I wrote and practiced my speech for the upcoming Toastmasters competition. Even if there were times where I maybe forgot my lines or had too many filler words or felt so anxious I thought I was going to cry, I just remembered it's okay to mess up. It's okay to not get it 100% right. I need to give myself grace and keep going. And I did. I took Eric's feedback every week after presenting to him and the other members. I even filmed myself speaking and sent it to him and my peers to look over. There's a lot that goes into public speaking. It's not just about the words you say, but about your body language, your tone, your storytelling. And I spent weeks fine-tuning every little aspect of what essentially was a performance. And by the time the competition date rolled around, it felt like it was the performance of my lifetime. And I ended up winning 2nd place in the entire competition. I can't help but think about who I was before Coach Eric. The girl who was never kind enough to herself to let herself make mistakes. The girl who would immediately give up when she wasn't good at something the first time around. The girl who didn't persevere when things went against her and who didn't trust herself. Thanks to Eric and my entire Toastmasters club, I came out of that competition with a newfound appreciation of what hard work really means. I never thought public speaking and leadership would become some of my most valuable professional and personal strengths. But because I learned the importance of struggle and perseverance when it comes to working hard, I am more confident and ready to make mistakes than ever.